I think I'm still more afraid of the real world.
When the kids are outside, I don't give them freedom.
I really wasn't allowed to walk around the street.
Like, we couldn't do that now. We couldn't just walk down the street
without worrying about being kidnapped.
There's not a lot of freedom when they go out in the front yard, or they can't ride their bikes by themselves to the park.
I couldn't ride my bike around my street.
We're gonna throw out raped.
Yeah. I mean, that's just not really that safe.
But I get it from the parents' point because it's a safety thing too.
Out there in the real world where things really are scary.
Interesting that you guys think that, because what I'll tell you is that realistically, the physical world, meaning kidnappings and that kind of stuff, it's actually much safer now.
It's easy to become fearful of your child stepping foot outside. It seems like there's so much imminent risk with all these things, so it's more of an issue of one on the parent. And then for the kids, it's hard to engage in a world where it seems like every day or every week or something, there is something horrible happening.
What makes you think that?
Yeah, I think it's because it's so populated in the news and stuff. You hear all these watching the news and really just seeing all the dangers that are out there in the world.
Most of the bodies are still inside the school.
Well, Roz, they wore black trench coats.
Authorities have
Police say the 6-year-old died after a blow to the head.
And some wore Nazi crosses.
And we are beginning to learn more about these teenagers.
Case of kidnapping face tomorrow. Its mothers and their children.
NBC News, April 19th.
He basically thought he had done
attention released.
Grasping the whole volume of their mood.
The Virginia tech shooting still hot.
We live in a town, a community of 300 million people with a flow of information that happens all the time. You actually kind of wonder, are my kids okay to play outside in the yard for an hour without me sitting there watching them?
And I'm thinking, man, when I was in 7th grade, I was going around my entire town on my bike.
We were told to get out of the house.
Hey man, you want to play?
Ride my BMX bike.
I lived on my bike.
Play kick the can.
Built a zip line.
Helped my friend with his paper route.
When rang the doorbell.
You had the whole neighborhood.
And the street lights came on.
We just went off into the woods.
And had to be home when the lights came on.
The whole town was in an extended family of yours.
This is, why am I nervous? This is so dumb. I've been conditioned by everybody around me that this is scary. This is not scary.
That anxiety is something we as parents have to really kind of do some self-examination with and understand. I'm wondering what part are we involved in terms of potentially transferring some of that anxiety towards our kids. They have to be allowed to fail. There's no way you can ever prevent pain, or anguish 100% of the time. And in fact, it might not be healthy.
Do you guys feel like teachers and adults and parents in general have kind of abandoned helping you through this social media thing in life?
It's also we shield stuff from our parents too. So they don't
really
know.
Sneaky.
I don't blame them for not being able to help because we don't ask for help.
I definitely feel like us as kids kind of got put in a tough spot. In between two worlds.
This is all new for us as parents. This technology and this world has has crept up on us, and there is so many of us who could do better.
My parents would be heartbroken that their kids have to go through this.
Over half of tweens and close to 3/4 of teens experience issues regarding mental health. And then we get into cyberbullying, and that's over 3/4. Then we get to sexual content. And for tweens, it's around 70%. And then for teens, it gets even higher.
Our society is just become too isolated, just losing human touch. And there's no human touch to kind of heal the scar or the pain.
Why do you think all these suicide and depression rates are skyrocketing? It's because of social media, and nobody's doing anything about it.
We gave the stuff to ourselves because we wanted it. And now we get to watch it happen to our children.
Kids right now are going to experience the worst of what we're going through.
For most of the things that parents can't stand about technology, it's our fault.
I don't want to trade my influence for their access to a million different sources of influence that may not be credible.
Some parents say, I'm not going to do anything. I give up. It's too overwhelming. I just, I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that they do okay.
As a family, it is the one thing we fight about more than anything.
If I had the option to turn things back and give our kids of today a life without social media and smartphones, I would absolutely do it.
I would absolutely take away the internet from my kids.
Yes, I would have rather grown up without the internet.
I would do it immediately. Take it all away.
If social media was gone, like completely, and nobody had it, it'd be a positive.
I do long some for my children to know a bit more peace, a bit more calm, a bit more boredom.
You can't go back. You can't go back. I know we can't go back, but I wish we could make children realize that life is precious and it's a gift, and we need to really value it.
Do I wish that we could just throw all the technology away? I kind of do, honestly. But I know that that is not the solution.
I think we're going through a painful process of adaptation to something that's fundamentally changed our culture.
But the opportunities for these kids in this world are so much more vast. And yes, it's more complicated and it comes with its own set of worries and concerns. But if you take the control out of it and you focus on just trying to teach them how to be people in this world with all the things coming at them.
Technology is amazing.
I think it's a great thing as for human culture and stuff like that if we can control our consumption of it.
So new technology almost always comes with unintended consequences. We didn't have car crashes before we had the car, right? The car's a great invention, but unfortunately that resulted in car crashes. And so the answer was not stop driving cars. The answer was we invest in driver's education and we add seatbelts and airbags and lane assist, and we're constantly looking for technological solutions and educational solutions to make that technology safer.
How do we keep our kids safe?
There's so much to that. I think what we need is a mass public awareness campaign so people understand what's going on. One thing I have learned is that if you tell people this is bad for you, they won't listen. If you tell people this is how you're being manipulated, no one wants to feel manipulated.
As parents, though, we decided we're going to become the experts. They need to start to see us as the experts rather than just everybody out there.
What's awesome is all these parents are, becoming innovators. And they're like, wow, there isn't this safety thing that we need, and so I'm gonna invent it. There's so much more help now than there was 5 years ago.
And there are ways that it can benefit them hugely, but it's not going to benefit them, and they're not going to use it only for positive stuff unless we educate.
The best filter that your child will develop is the one between their ears. So having an adult they can go to that they trust is critical, and having an adult that's interested in and able to have the conversations with them is critical.
And they'll say, I want to talk to my parents, but they just don't get it. And maybe they don't, but they should try to get it, because once you crack the shell, oftentimes these kids are just dying to share.
The best thing that you can do for your child is make sure that they feel comfortable talking to you about these types of issues. And unfortunately, most parents are relatively ignorant about the types of things their children are experiencing online and aren't prepared to help them even if the issues do come up.
So you're my child, I love you. So if something goes sideways that we missed, I want you to know you have the open door, and we're not going to give you any consequences for coming to us, because you're going to make mistakes.
I want a kid to kind of once in a while go, oh, Mom, I already know that. Good. Just, honey, wanted to make sure. You know why? Because I love you so much. And I want you to know this thing, right? If a kid isn't to the point where they're just a little bit annoyed by you going there again, then you're not doing it enough.
At some point they will be taking flight and they will be leaving our home in just a few short years. And I want to know that we gave them everything that we had.
I mean, that's the truth. Even my husband, who is he's not a very emotional guy. He will call me up in the middle of the day and be like, gosh, she's just amazing. She's an amazing soul.
I just so desperately want those young people to have other voices in their life, adults who will look at them and say, that's not who you are, that's not who I see. This will come and go. I see you, you're gonna be okay, I love you. And they just need to hear that. We all need to hear that.